Hey guys, happy fall. I wanted to share some of my fall favorites with you right at the very beginning of this season because I am embracing this season change like never before, and it's mostly just kind of internal embracing of it in terms of like a real shift. It's just a real shift, letting things go, kind of coming down from the energy level of the summer and preparing and kind of reaping the harvests of all that energy work, and then preparing to, be at a lower energy level for winter. Is anybody else feeling? I'm just feeling this so really significantly. And I think in addition, it's just, we hit the 6-month mark here in the States a few weeks ago with, at least in locally, where I live in the Midwest, with our 6 months in. So it's like 6 months and change now that we're into this pandemic, living, social distancing, masks, trying, like, not really seeing a lot of people, not really doing a lot of things. And the 6-month wall is real. I've been hearing this echoed across pretty much everywhere, and regardless of your situation, this is a really difficult time for everyone. There's a lot coming up globally, in our country, in our communities, in our families, in our personal lives. It just feels like everything's just being kind of like thrown up in the air, and it's like, where is everything gonna land? And it's times like these where I find that I can really easily get untethered, and that leads me to anxiety. And what pulls me back is grounding myself in the present moment, being grateful for both the big and the little things. And sometimes, quite frankly, that includes stuff. And that includes being grateful for the stuff that I have. And I battle with, like, oh my gosh, is that just like not a good way to think, like that I can find joy in stuff? Is that shallow? Is that materialistic? But really, I think it's the key statement is finding joy, and in any way you can. And I think embracing that is now more than ever is so important. So yeah, if a particular candle or running shoe brings you joy, then embrace it and really be grateful for it, because that gratitude and those feelings of joy, no matter how small or fleeting, they have a ripple effect, and it does affect not only ourselves and our families and our personal circles, but our communities, and then and then onward and outward. I truly believe that. So in that spirit, especially in a very difficult week in our country, just with so much loss and disappointment, I am going to talk about some of my favorite things. And it's not to be glib or to be ignorant. It's to celebrate that there is still joy in little things, amidst everything else. So, without further ado, I'm going to talk to you about some stuff. Clothes and accessories. I have been doing so much walking and yoga lately that has, just injury after injury between my foot and my back, my running and my dancing and kind of my more high intensity stuff. I've had to really shelve and really be very careful. But I talk about anxiety. If I don't move my body, I don't do really well emotionally. So I've been trying to find ways to do that in a way that is gentle. So I've always loved yoga. I've had a daily at-home yoga practice now for 1.5 years, which has been great. And I've been practicing for 20 years, pretty consistently. But the at-home practice has been something, just in the past 1.5 years. And it's just an anchor of my day. And I swear by my Lululemon Align leggings. I think they call them the Align pants or the Align crops. These are not inexpensive. Lululemon stuff is pricey, but I can tell you after having some pieces for a dozen years, and they're still in great condition, like it is quality stuff. So investing in a couple pieces that you can really use and love. I air dry anything from Lululemon, always wash on gentle, but I do that with most of my clothes anyway. Love the Align pants. They are unlike any legging ever. It literally feels like I'm wearing nothing, but I'm completely covered. And I love that. They have absolutely no compression, no support, no like sucking in capabilities. But if you're looking for something that's so fluid and moves with your body, which is perfect for yoga, it's worth the splurge, in my opinion. I have not found another legging that compares. Truth be told, I haven't looked very carefully, so if anybody has a dupe they want to share in the comments, please do, because like I said, I mean, these are, I don't know, $90 or something last I checked. They might even be more. And I do like that they come in different lengths. I personally have been wearing the 23-inch, and I like that, but I see they've just released a 25-inch, which is probably the sweet spot for me in terms of a full-length pant, because I'm on the shorter side. But yes, can't say enough good things about the Align pants. I mean, they're not gonna make you look as fantastic as the like normal kind of more compression Lululemon leggings, but there's nothing better to move fluidly in my opinion. And then shoes, like I said, I've been walking a lot. I wear sneakers most of the time. I don't wear fashion shoes really much ever, unless I'm like going somewhere special, which I'm not doing a lot of these days, but I wear sneakers every day. I'm on my feet a lot, just to, do the school run, go to the grocery store, take Winnie for a walk, and now I'm walking several miles a day because I'm not running, and that's been really great actually for me mentally and physically. And I upgrade my sneakers once a year because, well, I should just say I replace them because I wear them into the ground. They actually need replacing by then, and I'm just try to take care of my feet with good foot care, since I'm not gentle on my feet generally and I have problematic feet. So I've been wearing the Mizuno Wave Riders as my walking shoe. These are technically a running shoe, but walking is the same motion as running. It's a forward motion, not a lateral motion. So you don't need a lateral, like a cross trainer with lateral support necessarily for walking. I think running shoes work fine for me for walking purposes. And they're a little bit more of a rigid shoe. I don't know technically what kind of running shoe they are, but that's just the perfect walking shoe for me. And I got the Waveknit version, which is great for my feet because I have bunions, which are like the worst. It's like the worst. Even the word bunion is like, ugh. But they are great. This kind of in the last few years, you've been seeing these these knit style shoes, and I love the Waveknit. It's just been great. My feet really like them. I've used my custom orthotics in them that I get, prescribed by a podiatrist, and they're great. And I actually really like the color. They're blue. I think the ones that I bought were the Waveknit 23s. And now I see they've released the 24s. You might be able to find the 23s on sale somewhere. I always buy my shoes and my kids' shoes through Zappos like 90% of the time because I like that website. And it's free shipping and free returns and all of that. But they've been great. For personal care, I've actually changed up my skincare for the first time in several years. If you've been following along, you know I've been a drunk elephant advocate for years, and I still love and swear by the line. It is very expensive skincare, but very effective. I still use the cleansers and the eye creams daily, and I love them. But I have streamlined my skincare routine a little bit, kind of taking out all the other drunk elephant products. I was using serums and different serums from them, and face creams and things. And now I'm using the Moon and Rock hyaluronic, I think that's how you say that, what is it? The hyaluronic acid serum, a tone, as a base, essentially a serum. And then their oil, which is, sorry, I have my notes here, Alchemy They call it a face serum, but it's definitely an oil. I think it's a face oil. I've been using those for the part of the past month. I'd say probably about 3 weeks now, with great results. I just felt like my skin wanted to simplify. I was having so much hormonal acne breakout issues over the past, I don't know, year. A lot of it was due to stress and hormonal imbalance. Probably all of it was due to stress and hormonal imbalance, to be honest. And I've gotten the stress and the hormones, you know, more in balance and in check, and I'm feeling, and there's definitely, like, I'm breaking out a lot less. I still am a little bit, but it's significantly less. I would say my breakouts have been reduced in the past month, even by about 80%, which is huge. And these two products just feel so nourishing, and my skin just drinks them up. So the serum, the Atone, the hyaluronic acid serum, is meant to be a really lightweight deep hydration, and it's meant to be a base to prep the skin for Alchemy, the face oil. And I use both of these twice a day. I use a little bit more of the oil in the evening than in the morning, because I do put my Juice Beauty moisturizers on over top in the morning. And my skin has definitely been more dry. In general, I used to tend to be a little bit more oily, and as I get older, it just gets drier. And it just feels so hydrated, and it's all I need. I don't use any moisturizers on top at night anymore, or any of the other different things I was using. And I love them. I love them so far. And I love that it just feels so nourishing. I can't think of a better word. And the great thing about the Alchemy face oil is that it is designed to help heal the skin. And I have so much acne scarring along my jawline and chin area. And it's only been a few weeks, but I can definitely tell, because, I mean, if you have had acne scarring, you can tell when it starts to reduce, and it definitely is. So that's really exciting. I'm excited about that. Oh, home goods. I am way back on the candle bandwagon. Why can't I say this? Candle bandwagon. Why is that hard to say? Candle bandwagon. I'm like really back into it. I've been so enjoying burning candles. I think now that my kids are a little older, I just feel a bit more confident about it. I keep them well out of reach of them, and most of the time I'm only burning candles when it's not their waking hours. But I discovered a new candle line, new to me, called Milk House Candles. That is a local Midwest, I think it's a small business, but they are online. I discovered them at a local apple orchard actually a few weeks ago, and I am obsessed. The coffee candle, the Cup of Joe, my favorite, although it does make me want to drink coffee all day long. And I just started burning their Harvest, I forget exactly the name of it, but their Harvest scent. It is delightful. It is just everything you want in a fall candle, that kind of apple, tangy, spicy, cinnamon, just beautiful. I mean, it's fall in the candle. So I've fallen in love with those. And I will be adding more to my collection. They're also just really aesthetically pleasing to me, very simple black and white aesthetic, which goes really well with my kitchen. So I keep those in my kitchen specifically, but they make the whole house smell divine. Oh my gosh, you guys, multimedia. I just feel like I'm consuming so much media right now. And it's as a way of support. My nightstand book stack is a little intense, and I've had a very short attention span with books, and I really just haven't been reading much at all until recently, and I'm like diving way back into books, but my attention span is still really short. So normally I'm the kind of person who I can only read one book at a time, and I have to finish the book before I can move on to the next one, and I'm not doing that right now. I'm kind of in and out, in between books. So I think I'm going to start putting on Instagram my like current nightstand book stack, and show you. I'll pop in a picture so you can see what I'm really interested in. But Brene Brown, you guys know I've been a fan forever. She re-released her Gifts of Imperfection book, which I actually realized I don't think I'd actually read. I don't think I've read. I've read all of her more recent books than that, but I've been reading it and listening to it on audiobook is what I do when I really, really, really am interested in a book, is I do both. And it's gold. It's gold. I think her more recent work is a bit more in-depth and articulate, but if you want a good starting point to dive into Brene Brown, I highly recommend that. I found one of the books I'm reading now. Hold on. I want to make sure I say her name right, which I probably won't. By Sonia Renee Taylor. Sonia? The Body is Not an Apology. I came to that book through Brene Brown's podcast, Unlocking Us, which is another obsession. And it's really, really important. I think it's an important book for any person. The Sacred Enneagram, I got a little bit interested in the Enneagram, so I've just kind of been dipping my toes in that. Giver, I love Adrian Michael Green. Is that his? Adrian Michael Green on Instagram. He just goes by Adrian Michael as an author, but I love following him on Instagram. He's one of my favorite accounts right now, and so I purchased his books, which I'm enjoying, and I'm still reading the Alicia Keys book, but I'm almost done with it. Like I said, I've had a very short attention span, but I've enjoyed it. So that's my nightstand stack right now. What's on your nightstand? What's your book stack right now? For music, I love this album, Give Me a Minute by Lizzie McAlpine. I am just enjoying her music so much, and the album is beautiful and so moody and perfect for like that kind of moody day. And she led me to another favorite who doesn't have an album yet, but she's on Instagram. These are young kids. I mean, these are kids, but they're, they're very talented. They're very talented kids. I do not know how to pronounce her name correctly, and I know I'm not going to do it justice. Lofi? I don't know. I tried so hard to find where she says her name, and I can't find it anywhere. Lafe? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, but her music is beautiful. It's very kind of throwback, that Ella Fitzgerald vibe. It's so deep, and I can't think of a better word than vintage. I don't know if that's the best word, but it's beautiful. I highly recommend checking her out on Instagram. She's also super talented. She plays guitar, she plays cello, she plays piano. I mean, and so does Lizzie also. I think Lizzie plays piano and guitar. I mean, these young women are just so talented. And then also I was introduced to the work of David Wilcox this past summer. And I don't know how I never heard of his music until this point, but I just love this man. He sings like it's music from the soul. He writes beautifully. It's a bit folksy, I guess. I don't know what genre he technically is in. He's been putting on these live performances on Facebook and YouTube throughout the pandemic. And they have been they just fill my cup. He just sings to my soul. And I have never seen anybody ever come close to the joyful state that man is in when he plays his guitar and he hits a chord or a tuning. That he's really into different tunings. It's very interesting, especially if somebody's teaching her. I've been teaching myself the guitar for the past couple of months, so it's really interesting to watch somebody with that kind of expert level. But you've never seen the definition of joy is the look on this man's face. It's literally like a 5-year-old on Christmas morning getting exactly what they want. Every time, it's like almost every song where he hits the right note or the chord that he wants. I mean, I feel it. I feel his joy, and I celebrate it, and I welcome it, and I'm grateful for it. I will link his YouTube channel because I like supporting people on the YouTube platform as a YouTuber, but he's definitely also on Facebook. He doesn't post much on Instagram. You can find him there though. And podcasts, you guys, I'm still listening to the same podcasts. I'll list them below. The Unlocking Us by Brene Brown, my favorite. And I would say my 2 top ones are that and what's it called? Pantsuit Politics. Sorry, I just had like a brain thing. I've also been enjoying doing like the daily news brief on Pantsuit Politics Instagram as kind of my news source for the important headlines, because I literally cannot scan the news headlines even anymore. It is just, it makes me want to vomit. But I count on Sarah and Beth to keep me informed, and I feel actually way more informed than ever before following them. But yeah, also my mother-in-law, Suzanne, who heads up the Raven Foundation, which I've talked about before, they just launched a podcast, The Collaborators. Oh gosh, I better say it right. I don't want to say it wrong. Hold on. The Collaborators podcast. I did say it right. You know, they're just discussing religion in a time of uncertainty and trying to kind of find your way with that, and just fascinating stuff. So I will link that below as well if you want to support her. And also, I mean, they're just incredibly in-depth conversations and really thought-provoking. Oh my gosh, the media. I've been consuming so much media, I feel like, in between books and music and podcasts. I have not been watching any shows on TV, but what I have been watching is YouTube. Casey Neistat is back with daily vlogs, and I know it might feel a little cliche to say that. I am so excited. To me, he is like the granddaddy of YouTube vlogging, like daily vlogging at its finest. His videos are like 5-6 minutes. And he films them all himself, and he just cuts them so perfectly. And it's very personal, but also has a storyline to it. I mean, he just does it right. He just does it right, in my opinion. I've been really enjoying over the course of the past 6 months, Julie, again, I hope I'm pronouncing her name right, Julie Nolke, who is an actress and a comedian, a comic actress on YouTube. I think she's like a serious actress in real life. Like, she actually acts in TV and theater and stuff. But her YouTube channel is comedy based, and she has, it's like my sense of humor. I laugh out loud content. She's just that kind of tongue in cheek, say it like it is, but make fun of it at the same time. And I highly recommend her videos. And then I've gone down the rabbit hole with the van life people. I've only just started, and this is totally my friend Christina's fault. Christina, if you follow her here on YouTube, used to be Star of May. I think she just goes by her name now, Christina Werner. She does amazing card work, artwork. She makes, I mean, her main shtick is making beautiful handmade cards, but she is an artist. Like, literally. Anyway, I was able to see her when we were out in Utah, which was great, and she told me about this couple, Eamon and Beck, who are van lifers. And you guys know, if you've been around, I really love watching tiny house videos on YouTube. That's kind of like where I go when I'm like so agitated that I just need to tune out to something that is going to bring me some peace. I look at videos of tiny house tours. Well, now I'm doing van life stuff, and I'm just enthralled. To me, it's just, I'm enthralled. I don't know. I have this little fantasy. I don't know if this is going to happen this fall, but I found you could rent from like local people who have customized, vans like that. You can rent them from people, kind of like Airbnb, but for vans. And I have this idea to maybe try to like do a weekend trip with one just for fun. Just because I want to try. Like, I can't rent out a tiny house. I have a house that is not at all tiny, but I could try the van thing. I don't know. It's just a fantasy I have, but I really have been enjoying their channel and just their adventures and how they have approached the pandemic. I've just found it very interesting following their journey. And if anybody has any other van life people that you follow online you think I'd be into, please let me know in the comments. But that leads me to my tasty treats. Eamon and Beck have a side hustle. I don't know if it's a side hustle or it's their main hustle, but a chai company called Chaiwala. And I recently purchased one of their kits with both of their teas. They have a rooibos one, which is, caffeine free, and then a caffeinated, regular masala chai. And I am obsessed. It's a wet chai. It's fresh herbs. Like they cut the herbs and the tea and they use fresh ginger and everything. So you keep it in your fridge after you open it, and it is delicious. And I bought the little set with the pot and the strainer, and I love it. It's a ritual. It's a delicious ritual, and it is perfect paired with a pumpkin muffin. I don't know if I can count this as a favorite because we've only made this recipe once. I literally just made these with the kids this week. The fluffy pumpkin muffin recipe from Six Vegan Sisters, which you guys know I've been obsessed with lately, with their baked goods. Everything I make from them turns out perfect, and it's all plant-based and dairy-free, so if you're, into that sort of thing. But, oh my gosh, we added cinnamon chips and chocolate chips to the batter. It's essentially dessert in that way. It's definitely more muffiny than the pumpkin muffins that I had shared about a few years ago, which is using a spice cake box mix. It's basically that, and some pumpkin and chocolate chips and cinnamon chips. And those are more cupcakes, to be honest. I'll link that recipe below because that's super yummy too. That's a bit more cupcakey. These are definitely muffins. So good. With the chai, it is like the ultimate fall indulgence. And then last but not least, my mommy picks for my kids. My kids are back in school. They've been doing great with school and social distancing, wearing the masks all day, and they're just so happy. They're the happiest little kids. Sneakers are really important for school. I have been using I'm going to try to not mispronounce this, the Tsukiyoshi kids sneakers since my oldest was of walking age, and they're definitely a little bit on the pricey side, especially for kids sneakers. They can run you $50-$60. I've really lucked out in being able to find them on clearance at odd times. For instance, Donnie's current pair, I think I got for $12 on clearance at a local department store called Von Maur. Mostly I buy my kids' shoes on Zappos, but I've gotten them on sale at Nordstrom before and at Von Maur, like I said. So you can find them on sale, you just kind of have to keep an eye out for them. But they are such high quality sneakers. They're lightweight but super supportive, and the kids are very comfortable and love them. And then lastly, my daughter started going to school full day this fall, which has been very, very exciting for her, especially since it means she can bring her lunch in a lunchbox to school. When you're 4.5, this is like the top of the highlight of any new thing, is having a lunchbox and bringing it to school for the first time. So I got her a Yum Box bento style lunchbox. I got her the Panino style, which has 4 compartments, a larger one that fits a sandwich really well, but you could put anything in, a smaller one, and then 2 kind of medium-sized ones. And she loves her Yum Box. I do pack it in an insulated, like more traditional soft-sided lunchbox with an ice pack and like her drink and stuff. But what I love about the Yum Box is it's a hard exterior. It seals everything in, so you could even put like dips and stuff in it. And it means that no matter what happens to the lunchbox on the way to school, at school, the things inside don't get squished or smushed. Keeps everything really nicely intact. And yeah, she loves it, and I love it too, because I know that everything is, when she gets to lunch, it's exactly how I packed it, essentially. And that's it. Those are my fall favorites for you today. It's the little things, right? I mean, it's the big things, and it's the little things, and all the things in between. But right now, especially, I feel myself leaning hard into the little things, because we need joy right now. We need it so much. We always need it, but we really need it right now. And sometimes stuff brings you joy, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, isn't that kind of the point of the stuff, aside from keeping you clothed and fed and safe? Joy, right? Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'd love to know what you're loving right now, if you care to share, especially what you're reading, listening to, watching, all that jazz. And I hope you are well. Thank you so much for watching, and take good care. Bye.